So there's been some varied headlines in the motor trade press the last couple of days. As I've said before, you can look at your statistics and make of them what you want, and I can look at them and tell the truth. 8 out of 10 models with the biggest price drops are EVs. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the headlines. Yesterday and the day before's videos, it was one video, and I decided to split it into two because it was going to be too long. But basically I looked at two articles that were published within 30 minutes of each other by different writers in the same magazine, with two totally different opinions of the same market by two totally different players in the same market. You got Cap and Motors, and now we've got Auto Trader that have joined the fray. And let me just go through them, because I think if you're impartial like I am, I'm just in it for the good of the motor trade. If you're impartial like I am, you will see that it's just all a load of rubbish. The first article, that was at 8:20 on May the 1st by Jack Williams. Used car market shows signs of stability as vehicles sell at fastest speeds of the year. That was data according to Motors. Motors I have a lot of time for, and I hope they carry on doing what they're doing. I can tell you from experience that the package that we got from Motors was a lot cheaper than Auto Trader, and we were selling more cars from Motors than we were from Auto Trader. And since I've left the business, it appears to be still the same. I still get notifications. And to be honest, I asked John the other day if he'd knock me off the notifications because there was so few coming through from Auto Trader. It's got to be scary times in the motor trade. Honestly, scary times. So this next one, used car prices slipped by 1.5% in April as dealers remain cautious over second-hand EVs. Now this was 8:31, so 11 minutes later by James Batchelor on May the 1st. Just go back there, and this is by Cap HPI. So again, we'll just go back. 8:20 a.m. May the 1st, used car market shows signs of stability. Then 7:48 a.m. May the 2nd by Jack Williams. So who wrote that on May the 1st? 8:20 May the 1st, Jack Williams. Used car market shows signs of stability as vehicles sell at fastest speeds of the year. Jack Williams, 7:48 May the 2nd. Used car market successfully overcame political and economic turbulence in April by Auto Trader. Auto Trader reports strong month for used car market in April. Average used car prices rose 1.5% to £16,984. The largest monthly growth in 2 years. Days to sell hits fastest April level ever recorded by Auto Trader. Bollocks. Honest. Yeah, if you start cherry picking certain models, then yeah, okay, you can make it do it. But overall, the market, I do not believe that for a second. I just don't believe it. So 16,984 divided by, what is it? How much has it gone up? 1.5%. So 101.5 equals. So cars have gone up £167. What is that price? Average used car prices rose 1.5% to £16,984. Average used car prices. And they've gone up. How about this? Let me put it to you this way. What if somebody had a load of new cars in stock and then they pre-registered them? So they went from new cars to used cars. So you've got all these new cars masquerading as used cars with no mileage on. Do you think that would put the average used car price up? all these 2025 plates coming onto the market daily, hitting the market daily, do you think that would put it up? Do you think actually nothing's happened and that the used car market is exactly the same and the actual prices of proper used cars are just the same as they were? But because the motor trade is in such a state and all the pre-registering going on to fudge statistics and to sell new cars off twice as a new car and a used car and to excuse the discounting, do you think that could put the price up? Because I do. Electric cars, 35,000. What's this Nissan Leaf next to it? Please read full ad, 65,000. It's only £1,000 that. What year is it? 2012 on a 12. Only done. That's cheap, isn't it? £1,000. And I promise you, I have not looked at this before. This is totally unrehearsed. Because when I try and rehearse things, you can see that I've rehearsed it because I go, oh, look at this. That's only £1,000. That's a cheap car, isn't it? So I promise you, I've not rehearsed it. I've just opened this page. I don't know what's going to come next. It could bite me in the arse. If it does, I'll edit it out so that I look clever right the way through the video. Yeah, that ship sailed, isn't it? Please read, and we welcome inquiries once you have read this. Collection only, no delivery. I wonder, oh no, it's not actually no delivery, it's no delivery. Strictly a trade-in to clear only. Please note, the fully charged range on the dash is only 35 miles. Normal for a 13-year-old electric car, 35 miles. Good introduction to electric cars. So bearing in mind you're only supposed to charge to 80% and let it go to 20. So what's that, 35? So we'll knock 7 miles off. So that's 28 miles down to 7 miles. So basically you've got a 21 mile range and useful for local drive only or spare or repair. That's relevance. Now let's go to the proper search. But it's funny, isn't it? You know, you go to relevance and then you go back. That's what Auto Trader thinks is relevant to you when you're searching electric car. The first thing you see is electric cars are shit and it's got a 21 mile range. Ah, dear me. Nissan Leaf, 1,600 quid and so on. So those are all that's relevance. Why do you think, let me just check I've not got it on cheapest first. Relevance. So Auto Trader thinks I want all these shitey Nissan Leaves. Why? Why would they think that, I wonder? Auto Trader, get rid of your relevant search. It's crap. You're doing more harm than good to electric vehicles because all you see is the dross when you open the page up. Right, we'll go to recent. Go to recent, most recent. And what have we got here? A Fiat 600e, 30,000 quid. Vauxhall Mocha, 25 plate, nearly new. Let's do one more thing. Let's just put mileage up to 100 miles. And then we want to knock the new cars off. So we'll put up to 2025. Oh, look at that. Nissan Araya. Saved £12,938. It's a 2574 plate. 12,938 quid off. Vauxhall Mocha, 2525. Corsa, 2525. Grandland, 2525. You'd think Arnold Clark is the only one to sell EVs, wouldn't you? And I would like to know the percentage of EV stock that Arnold Clark's got, because, as I've said before, you've got Cap saying stuff, you've got Auto Trader saying stuff about prices, but if the biggest player in the market doesn't take any notice of the prices, You have to follow the biggest player in the market, who seems to be Arnold Clark, as you can see when it comes to EVs. I mean, just look at them. 2525, all these are 2525s. When were they ad? Oh look, they were listed today. We've still got the one from yesterday, look. This is an ad. That's an ad. We go down. You may also like, ad. So we've got one out of 8, 2 out of 12 are ads on Auto Trader. And then the next row is 4 ads. Not looking good now, is it? 6 out of 16 are ads. It's just a joke. I keep saying, when I'm editing my videos, all I keep hearing myself is saying, it's just a joke when I come to talk about Auto Trader and electric vehicles. It's just a joke. But let's go back, you see, because, so that's Jack Williams, car dealer, 748, May the 2nd. Then we go, we'll just show you the picture there, this chap. And then we go to the next one. Used car retail prices climb as dealer confidence rises on strong demand. No. This is Amy Turner in AM Online. 2nd of May 2025. AM Online don't put the time in the article when it was published. It's the same thing, different take. And as I say, that used car retail prices climb as dealer confidence rises on strong demand. I would say that's completely incorrect. Used car market successfully overcame political and economic turbulence. I would say that's incorrect too. I would say the used car market is in the worst state it could possibly be in because it's been flooded with used EVs, like I've said. It's actually pushing up the amount of money that dealers have tied up in used car stock. What happens when you've got a load of used car stock and it's all tied up and it's not moving? You're paying either stocking fees on it, overdraft fees, or it's money that's not being turned over. Turnover, you hear it in other firms, but turnover in car sales is the most important. If you sell one car, say you have, I don't know, let's make it nice and easy for me, 30,000. Say you have a car at £30,000 and you turn it over every month and make £1,000. So you turn that £30,000 over 12 times a year, you make 12 grand. But if you have 3 cars at £10,000 and you make £750 on each one, 2,250, that's 27 grand. That's what you need to be doing. The last thing you need to be doing is taking expensive cars into stock that you're only selling once every blue moon. It's the worst thing possible. Electric vehicles not selling is the worst thing possible. But what's worse than that? Lying about electric vehicles selling and then pre-registering them and then putting them in stock or hiding them because that money's not being turned over. So Auto Trader reports strong month for used car market in April. Average used car prices rose 1.5% to 16,984, the largest monthly growth in 2 years. It just shows you we are really in the shit because again, how does it rise? Because we're seeing all this news that EVs have such catastrophic depreciation that they've now reached price parity with petrol. Now before they were dearer. So again, when they come on the market, if they were holding the price, you'd think it would put the market up, but they're not. So how's the market gone up? Petrols have gone up a little bit, but not all petrols. Things like Jaguar F-Type coupes, you know, gas guzzlers, that we're trying to stop. Electric vehicles and economical cars are going down, but gas guzzlers are going up. I don't know. Days to sell hits fastest April levels ever recorded by Auto Trader. When we looked at them the other day, they weren't used cars. The cars that were reported by Auto Trader as the fastest to sell, they were all new cars. They were 0 to 12 months old. They were demonstrators. They were demonstrators that had been pre-registered because they don't come back in. We also know from examples that I've shown you, there are cars with 77 mile on, there are cars with less than 77 mile on, and they're in the auction, EVs, they're in the auction with 2 owners on in 15 miles. So they're reported sold as a used car and a new car. It's rubbish. None of this makes any sense whatsoever. It really doesn't. But let's go further down. This made me laugh really. The used car market overcame political and economic turbulence to enjoy a strong month in April. That is according to fresh data from Auto Trader, which says that retail values rose in the 4th month of the year. The outfit's experts have also reported that vehicles have been selling at record speeds over recent weeks, with sales volumes also increasing. As I said, they were new to 12 month old. I'll try and remember, see if I can find it and cut it in. But in my book, a 0 to 12 month old vehicle is not a used vehicle. And if it is in their book, then they're stupid. Nobody buys vehicles and swaps them in less than 12 months. A 0 to 6 month old Puma's the best sellers. For goodness sake, 0 to 6 months old, selling in 6 days. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are, Auto Trader. No wonder they say it's an outfit. The findings paint a positive picture for dealers, but Auto Trader has warned retailers to keep utilising data in order to stay on top of supply. Okay? I said yesterday, James, you need to get a proofreader or a new typewriter, one of the two. So to stay on top of supply complexities, which are threatening to keep margins low. Overall, analysts found that the average retail price of a used car rose 1.5% between March and April to reach $16,984 by the end of the month. So I've explained that, or I think I have. The trend mirrors similar findings by rival firm Motors, which reported a 0.8% rise in retail values compared to March. Auto Trader's data, hang on a second, Auto Trader's, there you go. The findings paint a positive picture for dealers, but Auto Trader has warned retailers to keep utilising data. Okay, who makes data? Auto Trader's data also revealed that April marked the first time in 19 months that retail prices haven't contracted year on year, with current values at the same level as this time in 2024. Deeper analysis reveals that strong prices are being fueled by robust consumer demand within the 5 to 10 and over 10-year-old vehicle cohorts, where supply is struggling to keep up. So that's where did we go here? The trend mirrors similar findings by rival firm Motors. Rival firm Motors, which one's Motors? Motors, largely driven by a 2% rise in the price of vehicles aged over 10 years. Cap HPI, they supply data too. Vehicles aged 10 years and older dropped the most in value, 2.1%, or £100, with this type of stock now proving to be the most difficult to sell. So it mirrors Motors, but not Cap. As a result, the two age brackets saw the largest increases in average prices, with 5 to 10-year-old cars growing 1.5% month on month and 1% year on year to 13,866. Meanwhile, whilst those aged over a decade surged 3.3% month on month and 1.4% year on year to 6,545. On the flip side, nearly new cars saw their value drop by 4.4% compared to this time last year. although they were still 1.3% up on March. Models with biggest price growth. 1. Toyota Land Cruiser, year-on-year price change, 13%. 2. Hyundai i30, year-on-year price change, 7.7%, month-on-month price change, 1.8%. 3. Volvo S60. Well, I'm just going to go down these, otherwise the video will take all day. 4. Mazda MX-5 RF. 5. Volvo V70. 6. Volkswagen Touareg. 7. BMW X5. 8. BMW 5 Series. 9. Mazda MX-5. 10. Porsche 718 Cayman. The top 10 models with the biggest price growth, they don't actually say whether they're petrol or diesels. But let's just say they're ICE cars, aren't they? Auto Trader's data also reveals that cars have been flying off the forecourts in recent weeks, with used vehicles taking just 27 days to sell in April. Now normally if EVs are selling faster, they split them up and they tell you how many days EVs take to sell and how many days ICE cars take to sell. So I can only assume that EVs are taking longer to sell this month, otherwise they'd have told us. The result is 1 day quicker than this time last year and also marks the fastest April since Auto Trader began tracking speed of sale. Cars aged 5 to 10 years old, fastest, at an average of just 25 days, with used car sales volumes overall rising by around 1.3% compared to last April, despite things slowing down over Easter weekend. Now that's really funny because, you know, bank holidays, that's the time when I was younger, people used to be off. No flexi time, no nipping out of work. 9 to 5, you're off at weekend. If you're going to do anything, you do it at weekend and not during the week. So now we go to the models with the biggest price drops. 1. BMW iX. 2. Nissan Ariya. 3. Tesla Model X. 4. BMW iX1. 5. Tesla Model Y. 6. Mini electric hatch. 7. BMW i4. Vauxhall Zafira Tourer. I actually don't believe that. All the others I believe, but I don't believe Vauxhall Zafiras. Brilliant sellers. Honestly. Fantastic sellers. 7-seaters, price rangey, fly off the forecourt. Kia EV6. And number 10, DS Automobiles DS3. Brilliant sellers. Honestly. I've got to say, out of the top 10, I don't understand those. But the headline there is 8 out of the 10 models with the biggest price drops are electric vehicles. Commenting, Mark Palmer, Auto Trader's head of strategy and insight, said, "The national media may be awash with unsettling headlines, but reassuringly, our data indicates the recent economic and political uncertainty has had little impact on used car buying demand. Although the overall health of the market will be welcome news to the industry, retailers continue to face challenges with margins under increasing pressure." But they can't be if they're flying off the forecourt. That doesn't put pressure on margins. They go up. Guess what's coming next? In today's supply-constrained and heavily nuanced market, every vehicle counts. And so I would urge our partners to scrutinise the data to not only source the right stock for your forecourt, but price it correctly and confidently to market. So Auto Trader, basically this is a, get our data, please. Also in this one, the data also reveal that 33% of stock is now being priced above market value, up from 30% last month. Whose market value? It's the market, they're advertising them. So whose market value? It kind of, as I've demonstrated, it kind of depends where you get your data from, doesn't it? Because you've got Motors, Auto Trader and Cap, all with 3 different stories about prices and which is the top selling. Signalling increasing retailer confidence. It isn't signalling that at all. So 33% of stock is above market value. That's signalling increasing retailer confidence that they can get it. However, 25 million in potential margin remains unrealised, with in-demand cars still being priced below market benchmarks, equating to £2,820 per retailer or £390 per vehicle. If I'm honest, that doesn't signal retailer confidence to me. I'll tell you what it signals. If you were to go off the prices, that would signal to me that there's at least 33% of old stock around that dealers have got shoved up their arse, and if they reduce it anymore, they'll lose money. So they're clinging on to grim death, hoping that some Joe Private is going to walk in, not having gone on Auto Trader and seen the stupid valuations that bear no resemblance to reality at all, you know, in my view, and just walked on the forecourt and done a deal. Or how about this? How about 33% of the stock in dealers is really mint stuff. It's out of the box, and they know very well that their car is worth more money than an also-ran, because Auto Trader, they don't know what your car's like. They don't know it's absolutely mint with a full service history, just had the timing belt done, just had 4 new tyres, just been serviced, 1 owner, mint. They don't know that, which is why I say the prices and the price bands are stupid. If you're looking to buy a car, don't take any notice of them. Just don't. Don't let it put you off buying a good car. Don't immediately discount it. Ask yourself, why are the others so cheap? That's the first thing. But don't be taken in. Make sure you see the vehicle. Find out why. Ask the questions. Cam belt tyres, body condition, service history, owners. The owners don't really matter. In all fairness, the owners don't really matter. If it's high owners, I mean, certainly they'd never sell an EV, Greggy. But if it's high owners and the owners are changing quickly, usually that indicates that there's something wrong with the car. They buy it, they find out there's something wrong and get rid. But, you know, if it's 1, 2, 3 owners and they've been spread out, it doesn't really matter. So 8 out of 10 models with the biggest price drops. Ta-da! Are EVs. We knew that, didn't we, before the drum roll? So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.